Howdy folks, this is the Command Line Volpine here, and welcome back to my walkthrough series for Dwarf Fortress, where in the last video we have finally built our well. That'll take care of us through the winter time. I don't know if we embarked in a cold location, our river might not even freeze over, but it's good to make sure we have that done just in case it does. And then the other thing we're working on is our permanent base down here. So this will be our big dining hall. Let's start working on our permanent workshop locations. So, I talked about this a little bit ago. Let's see, I have to think about the spacing here. I think we want it like this. Yeah, something like this. I talked about it a little bit ago. I don't know if it was last episode or one before that, but we talked about how dwarves go into a fey mood, or there's several different types of moods they can go into. But if they go into any of these moods, they'll take over a workshop, and then they have to go find things that they need in order to make the item that they want. If they get everything they need, they'll make a legendary item that's worth tons and tons of money. That also makes your fortress a lot more popular and stuff too. If they don't get it done, though, they go insane, and they might kill everyone in the fortress, or off themselves, which can cause its own spiral of dwarves being upset that the person off themselves. So what we need to do is we need to make these workshops in such a way that we can put doors on either side of the workshop and lock them out. Might be saying either side of the workshop. Why on either side? Can't they just have one door in? We could, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out a big stockpile above this area so that they don't have to go far to gather the stuff they need. I don't know why the eraser stopped working there. I guess it was never working. There we go. So we're going to dig them out like this. Each of the workshops is 3 by 3, and then the doorways just need a 1. We'll make the main path a 2 though, just so it's taken care of. Guess our miner is sleeping right now. No, expedition leader's there. There they are. Okay. They were just somewhere else. So, that's going to start getting taken care of. It'd be great to have 2 miners right now. I know I just got done in the last episode saying, we don't need 2 miners. This is a part of the game where I might want to. Because while that's happening, I would like to work on our outside defenses. You might be like, why do you need a miner to work on your outside defenses? Well, we need to dig into this hill above us and get rid of some of these platforms. Because like an orc archer could like stand here and then shoot into our base, right? We don't really want that sort of thing happening. So we gotta take care of this entrance area with some miners. Bins, onyxes, gems. Oh, you know what? The other thing we need to do is I'm going to turn off decorate with shell. I'm going to switch this to bone. Actually, it might not have bones. Looks like it mostly have shells. Not much butchery has been getting done yet. Shell. Crafts. On repeat. We need things to sell to our dwarven caravan people when they arrive. So we're going to start having them make shell crafts for us to sell. There we go. This is starting to get done. Of course, the added benefit of digging all this out is we're getting more materials too. Satin spar. Gems. Platinum. Chalk. Chalk's the big one. We're very lucky that we have that there. Well, we're not lucky because we put flux stone in our search parameters, right? And it's a flux stone. Flux stone is very valuable. But yeah, we need to start working on defenses because we are getting into the territory of when things might start coming to attack us. It'll probably just be thieves and stuff at the start, which our dwarves are pretty much guaranteed to see them before they ever get into the fortress, because they'll try to make their way into like our stockpile and steal things, but you know, dwarves are running back and forth through here all the time, so they probably won't get away with it. But that's only one step off of having things actually attack. And it seems we're at fall now because everything is falling out of the trees. And this is all stuff we can eat, by the way. But we need more drinks. We're running out of drinks. Still brewing from fruit, brewing from plant. I don't really care which. Just get it done. I think they'll alternate back and forth between them if you have 2 tasks on there. And then we'll set this to only accept this guy. Now this worker is going to start being overworked because he has a lot of tasks to do. But sort of the way of the road. All right. So these are done. I could start putting my workshops in here right away, but we're not really ready to move down here anyway, so I'm not terribly worried about it. But the next thing we want to do is let's start digging out stairwells. We'll start on this level, and then we'll go 1 stairwell up by just, I don't know why it's trying to reselect them. 1 stairwell up by just scrolling up once on the mouse wheel. Oop, I went up 2. Oop, I went up 3. It's a little finicky. It's interesting. You can still force single direction stairs by deleting things. Didn't really think about that. So like I said, way back in like episode 1, used to build like up, down stairs, upstairs, downstairs, and the up, downstairs is all separate things. They all had their own hotkeys. But now you just click and drag the single stair option, but you can still delete them, so anyway, he'll dig out these stairwells. They're just 1-story stairwells that take us up here. And then, while the game saves for our seasonal autosave, it is worth doing, even though it's annoying. Even seasonal is like not really enough. I've had things go wrong like right at the end of a season, and then it's like, oh no, I have to go back to like the start of the game essentially. It's so far back. There we go. So now we're gonna dig this out. This will be our new everything stockpile. We have an everything stockpile up here. This one's gonna turn into like stuff for planting. It's gonna turn into stuff for wood building, because the wood building will stay up here, keep things fast. And I could put some gathering zones out here. We could zones, gather fruit. Why this one? I guess it's not highlighted. It's just saying it's another zone. If we put this out over the trees and stuff, there'd be a lot of fruit to gather and stuff. But we're kind of pretty good on food. I guess our farmer isn't doing anything. So sure, let's put a gather fruit zone down. Just do it. Yeah, let's do it over here. I think I have step ladders, so we'll turn off. These are different types of gather. So there's fallen fruit, which is what most of this stuff's going to be. Then there's bushes, which is like these tomato things. And then they can have step ladders, and they can climb up into the trees. Climbing up into the trees part is a little time consuming though anyway, but we could build some, let's see. I don't know if we want to put a work order for this one, because this is one. People are going to grab these out of the stock pot. Okay. Eventually I'll speak English. They'll take these out of the stock piles from time to time to go do this job. So we won't always have a supply of step ladders, and then he'll make step ladders that we don't need, right? There we go. We'll have him build some step ladders. A lot of dwarves not doing things. It's okay. It's not their favorite thing to not be doing anything, but had to be done. All right. While we're here, let's also build doors. Oop, I forgot. Build door. It's another day again, so I've got to keep building after placement and use closest material if I want to speed this up. I have a bunch of tables built too. Surprised we have so many more tables than doors, because the doors were kind of important. Like, I don't have a backlog of 10 doors. I don't know exactly what our crafts dwarf is doing, but... Or a mason, actually. No problem. We'll start putting these in the grand hall. I want to leave a space for people to walk, and then chair space, and so on and so forth. So, should be like that. In fact, we have like way more tables than we should need, but that's okay. I can live with it. Gypsum plaster. Selenite plaster. Apparently we can make a lot of plaster in this fortress. Fortunately, this level is not a chalk floor. Get that done. See how there's nothing here? Like this area here got cleared out, but all these other places still have a bunch of stuff on the floor? Yeah. That's what the gathering zone does. So we can even like delete this and then gather fruit over here. Or we could put down multiple zones. That's why we have like suddenly like 100 plant stuff. Like I said, it's really easy to get food in Dwarf Fortress. At least if you're playing on like any kind of forested map will be like this. If you go to like a desert or something, it might be harder, or it will be harder. But generally, food is not a concern. Drink is usually your bigger concern. I guess this is our first caravan. This is a new pop-up. It used to not do a pop-up like this for the first caravan. Although it is a grim reminder of the winter hardships to come, the supply caravan from the Banners of Coloring is a welcome sight. Their eyes are alight with the anticipation of inspecting the splendid products of your industrialist crafts dwarfs. Take stock of your own stores. What these merchants offer might very well be the difference between a prosperous future and slow and meaningless death. We don't have much to sell, so good luck. You could have maybe like not brought a fisher dwarf with you and have them be like a dedicated crafts dwarf. I don't know though. The fisher dwarf brings in, well, we wouldn't have all these shells if we didn't have a fisher dwarf, right? So it's a give and take. Diplomacy. I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. There's much to share. Okay, so this is a menu where you can request things to be brought in the next caravan. I would like to request leather. The problem is the leather is like individual leather. So I'd have to check all of this one by one. They need to group this into like all leathers. Hopefully that'll be something that gets done. But I also like cloth and silk. And those are easier to select here. There's also, let's say like yarn cloth. Cloth and thread and stuff are like things that we can't really make right now. Everything else, I don't think we really need to put any more requests out. Okay, so he's wanting us to give them footwear. I'm having trouble speaking today. Footwear and earrings. And they'll pay us extra for those. I don't know if they'll do it immediately for this caravan or if it's for the next caravan only. I think it's only for the next caravan because I don't think the stuff he's brought is more expensive because I have marked it, you know. Okay, so we'll want to switch our crafts door from making crafts to earrings. Eggshell earrings for the next season. And then, if you didn't set your broker before, you'll need to do it now. So that's in your nobles menu, which is the crown menu here. Or you can press N. Then it's in here, and then you set your broker with this button. We went ahead and set them as our expedition leader, though. That's why I gave our expedition leader all these dealing skills. And then we'll need to move things to the depot. I have a couple of amulets. Well, do we have just a finished goods bin? There used to be better ways. Like the trade interface is not the greatest. there used to be like a crafts section, so you could go to your craft section and then mark the bins. But the way we have to do it now is we need to go to the bins section and then find the finished good bins, which is this one. That's about it. We might not have much of anything to sell here. But it's okay. We kind of have enough to be self-sufficient. Anyway. See, now he has a step ladder. He's going up into the trees to get extra food now. Okay, it looks like our trader has made it here. So now we can click the trade button on the depot. Now we have more than I thought. Our hunter is probably getting pretty good at this. So what we can do, there's two ways to do this. I wish there was a third way. We probably just want to sell everything in the finished goods bin, right? The problem is it'll also sell our bin. I don't really want to sell my bin. I want my bin. I want to just sell the things that are in the bin. But there's not an option to do that, so I got to go through and click them all. You might think you might be able to do like this, and then like check one that you don't, but no, it just doesn't work. So, uh-oh. Yeah, we got to go through and manually click them. Or you could just take the L on your bin, but it's kind of annoying. But maybe not as annoying as this. And the other problem with just selecting the bin is there is stuff in this bin that I want. Like all this, the crutches, the ropes, the quivers. I need all that. I don't want to sell that, so I can't just mark the bin anyway, even if I was okay with losing it. So we only have $345 worth of things. Not very much. Probably can't even afford like a single cloth bin because cloth is actually pretty expensive. You could probably afford leather though. So I think that's probably what I'll try to grab here. Because for some reason leather is like way cheaper than cloth. Even though I don't think that makes sense because leather you gotta kill the animal and wool you don't. Silk, nothing dies either. I think pigtails are cloth or like plant grown stuff. There actually is no leather here though, which is a bit unfortunate. I do know we're going to need like backpacks at some point. Quivers are good. Also got some scrolls here, but I can't afford them. They're pretty expensive. Magnetite bound cook axe or book, too expensive. Can grab some thread, I suppose. Thread's something we can't really make that easily. Pump helmets are always a pretty good buy. The thing is, I don't want to ask for like too many things because then he'll make a counter offer and it's hard to like, I don't think there's a way to like dismiss the counter offer. You either have to restart the whole trade process or accept the offer. He does have a dog. Dog might not hurt that much. Let's get that. And then we'll just leave him with some profit. They have to have profit or they won't like the trade. It has to be an uneven trade, unfortunately. Thank you for your business. Then we're done here. So we're going to do no trader request at the depot. We should automatically take back the things that we brought into the pile that we didn't sell. I think we're still waiting for someone to haul like all the stuff we got. Otherwise, I would handle the dog in this episode too. We probably will still get to that. All right, this area is done. I can tell you this is not going to be enough workshops. There's too many workshops. So that's not going to be enough. Let's dig out this way, and then we'll make another set here. How we doing on chairs? No chairs. Did I put... Oh, I didn't make a rock chair. Well, yeah, it's not a rock chair. It's a rock throne. They're chairs when you make them out of the carpenter's workshop, but they're thrones when you make them out of the mason's workshop. we'll get that started. Although we might not want to deal with this other set of... I'll let him dig this out. But I'm not going to rush the other set of workshops out. We're going to work on our defenses. How we doing on doors? I would like to finish the tutorial in like one of these rooms at least. Yeah, here we go. So we have 2 doors. Let's build a workshop. Give him a minute. My vision's based on movement. Stoneworker? Shouldn't be stoneworker. It should be mason. But they rename things for the new game. So we'll build that in there. And then the other thing we can do is build doors. See, he's moving the junk that's in there. They'll do that automatically. Sometimes when like there's a pile of rocks on something you're building, like here, sometimes they'll be like, there's something in the job location, I can't do the job. Sometimes they'll just move it themselves. Like he moved it himself there to get the workshop done. Oh, this person brought down this door. Okay, he picked up the rock and put the door down. Good. But sometimes they won't do that. They'll just complain about it and then they'll cancel the job. So then we'll have to talk about unpausing jobs. But I'm sure that will come up on its own. So now, this is a safe workshop. If a dwarf goes crazy in here, I can just lock these 2 doors. And now, unlike this one up here, where to lock a dwarf in, I'd have to close everything, and then no one could do any jobs. Now, only this guy is going to be the one who suffers, right? So, that's why I make my workshops like that. And then we put the stockpile above them so they can quickly get in and out of their workshops to grab things and then bring it into their base or into their workshop. All right. Did he bring everything in? Okay, so we brought everything in. Here's our dog in a cage. Of course, we don't want this dog in a cage. We are going to place cages and restraints cage. Should only have 1 cage, so it should be fine to use closest material. But we'll do select material so we know which one we're getting. And we'll put it there. 10 cages. We only have the 1, the dog. And this is how you get the dog out of there. You might think it should be easier than that. It's not. You think we could click on the stockpile and like open it, but no. We have to place it as a building. And then, yeah, dealing with a new interface here. Normally there's just like I'm assuming it's that. I'm assuming that's what we pressed to get the dog out of there. Yeah. So the dog got let out and now he's free. And now this tin cage is not doing anything. So let's deconstruct it or put it back into the stockpile. Now we have an extra dog running around. And that's just a regular dog, so we should be able to train that into a different kind of dog. But we are out of time for this episode. Hope you've all enjoyed. If you did, remember to hit the like button, keep the conversation going in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to see more. And until next time, I hope you have a good day.